want to keep usage on this low for now, because it's got 52 hours, it hasn't been fully serviced, and it needs some maintenance, and quite frankly I don't have money for that right away. So we get this back to the yard. I think most of the rest of our crops are all sorghum, like I say. From there to see again. Should be good. Drop that off. And since we haven't really done this, we'll try not to take more of the shed out. Don't need that tractor until next month, I hope. I probably will. For now. That's good enough. Okay, you. This baling thing. And I definitely like this baling. It's quite fast. So I'm going to remember to turn the auto drop on. I also have here enhanced round baler mod, which allows me to, which auto stops it. So I don't have to worry about too far. Slow down. Stop. So this, all these will go back in. Straw that was in the baler was from the contract, so messed that up, didn't I? 42. Unfortunately, this is not the job I can do. So I have to do this. Now, with a good copy of Horseplay crashed out on this map. I did try and install it. But, what you can do is you can use Horseplay to set up a course for a harvester, set that off on a worker, and then copy that course to the baler tractor, and it will precisely follow where the harvester went, which therefore means you can actually do this without. Unfortunately, there's big fields on this, and Horseplay just completely messed up. Actually, crashed the game. Probably memory problems. It tried to create a course on one of the fields and just crashed to desktop. I think I tried it twice, and it said, "Yeah, that's not." Because sometimes you get an error. Okay, we've crashed the desktop. I'll just reload the game and it should be good. And then try it again and everything's fine. So that was this time. Exactly the same thing happened twice in a row. So at that point, you just think, this is a problem. So no course play with this map. There are straw swaths around. Really, at the moment, this is the only game I play with. It's the weekend. I can get up, I can relax, and play a little bit of Farm Sim until I go off and do Saturday stuff. During the week, I don't play a lot. I do play World of Warships because they've currently got their Christmas reward missions going, so I'll do those. Yay, free those. I like games similar to Farm Sim, where you're building, whether it's a city builder or something like Manor Lords interests me. Unfortunately, with games like that, I tend to find I need to be able to sit down and just churn through it. And with my schedule, it's like, well, I could play an hour this week, and it's going to be 3 weeks before I get back to it. When I get back to it, where did I get up to? No clue. So I kind of lose interest and have to start over again. If I had a lot of time, I do enjoy playing those sorts of games. The other games I play are kind of sort of, it's not quite in the style of Farming Simulator, but things like Truck Sim, US and Europe. And those games I don't mind, because they're the sort of games I can pick up, play for 20 minutes to an hour to do a drive between, do one delivery, and I can walk away from that for 2 years and come back to it. It's just, okay, let's do another job, because no job is related to the next one. Farming Simulator does require a modicum of where did I get up to. So because I play this farm every week on a Saturday, I can pick this up where I left off last week. If I played other maps, I'd get confused. I have tried where I was streaming a different map every day of the week, and the big one on Saturday. But I would just get confused. It's sort of, where did I get up to on this map? Is this the map I was doing wood, or is this the map I was doing cows? And I just got so confused. So I don't play other maps. This is sort of the project working towards. I don't even know what the goal is. Do some fun, have some fun. So it's really I mean, in the past I've done with. This map is 3D free mod. It's one of the nice things about farming simulators. There are a lot. They fully support a modding community. So some of the equipment I'm using is modded. I have scripts running, which the one that causes the baler to stop when it's full. Mod. You don't have to pay for it. The game itself, I think, is about $50. And all you need is the base game. After that, there are dozens of mods. Go to the store, I think. Here. So these are all the mods I've got installed. This is a paid-for DLC. This was a free DLC, so technically provided by Giants or partners. And then everything else here is mods I have loaded on this map that were all free. So, yeah. Lots of stuff. Nothing new. And then the thing at the top right hand side, you can see the time and the clock. That's a mod. The base game information panel just below the time panel is expanded. So normally it just shows you, I think, the weather, the temperature, depending on weather, and time of day, and how fast the time is passing. So I've got 3 times speed. And how much money you get, and that's all you get. This one will show you what the expected maximum temperature is, what year you're playing, all sorts of stuff. The vehicle inspector bottom left is vehicles that currently have their engines running. What are they doing? So at the moment we've only got the one. It tells you how fast it's going, how full it is, or how full the gas tank is. Where it is, so what field it's on, what it is, how full it is, of what it's doing. So you can see that is a mod. I like to have that there so I can see what my workers are doing. So if I set a worker up to harvest a field, I can see how full the harvester is, and when the harvester gets full, I can run it and trade it empty. It's good stuff. And also the game's a year old. So right now, there are a lot of mods. The problem is the current cycle of the game is 3 years. So somewhere around November of 27, they will release Farming Simulator 28. At which point there's good 3-4 months. There's no additional maps except what comes with the game. So, because this Saturday is a major playthrough, where I'm playing every day, or every Saturday holiday, for potentially a year to a year and a half. I want a nice map that I can really settle in, which I felt this was a good map play, and I'm also looking at something with expansion potential. So I'm not going to get into a tiny map because it doesn't take long to play it. So, there's nothing else to do. And so I don't generally switch to the new version until maybe March of the year after it comes out. So they introduce Sim 28 in November of 27, I'll get the game at that point, and I may play a couple of little trial farms just to see what the new game rules are, but I will wait until about March or April of 28 before I pick a map and say, okay, we're going to play this map and we're going to do Island Cows, or whatever. this map as a potato farm. It's I try and vary what I do. So sometimes I'll be a potato farmer. This one, I am mostly arable crops with some cows and some sheep. I try and make it so that each farm is a little bit different. Also, I tend to, I'll do some research on the farm. So one of the things I look up is what sort of animals are predominantly farmed in Missouri, what sort of crops are predominantly farmed in Missouri. So I'm generally sticking to crops that are grown in Missouri that don't cost too much in starting equipment. So you're kind of limited. I could do cotton farming because that is farmed in Missouri. Unfortunately, a cotton harvester is $500,000, and I don't have $500,000, so it's not an efficient crop to grow. If I'd started out as this is going to be a cotton farm, we could have done. I may expand into cotton later, but that's dependent on money I make on the farm. As it is, we got a harvester with a corn header and a draper, so I can harvest wheat and barley and oats, but then wheat is a Missouri crop, oats is not. I've got horses, so I need the oats, and also barley is not, so I'm not growing barley on this farm. If I'm playing on a Scottish map, I'll grow barley. But then with the corn header, I can harvest corn, soybeans, so that's a little bit more. I can buy one harvester and harvest all of those things. And so it makes it an efficient thing, multiple crops. But multiple crops. So I'm not growing the same thing across the farm. And the farm, as I said, the farm came with the harvester and the headers, so it makes sense to grow the crops you can harvest. I could do long grain rice. I haven't, but I could. Because I've got all the harvesting equipment for it, I've got all the planting equipment for it. I just haven't set anything up for it yet. Okay. Oh, don't go yet. Change bale size. We need 50 centimetre bales. Forgot to fill up with these. Should. Oh, are we not going to? It's still making my straw. It's a little bit different. And that's part of what I was talking about the rules. When I started playing in Farming Simulator 17, as soon as I started picking up grass, it would have said, oh, the bale in the back is grass. Farming Simulator 19, they changed the rules and said, you've got to finish the bale you currently have, regardless of what you're picking up. So I'm picking up grass, it would have said, you've got hay in the back, so this is going to finish off the hay bale, much as that one did. I think the reason it did that was because the bale was only over half done. So it's kind of looking at, if I had 10% straw in the tank, then it would probably have just said, you've got 10% straw, you've now filled it to 20% full. This is now a grass bale because more than half of it is grass. know, different rules, different game. They do, they change things like that. So, those are the things you've got to get used to. And the game detail doesn't always tell you changes from the previous version. So you just have to discover those as you go. And the other thing, one of the things you always have to watch is they improve the physics every year. Ooh, don't drive on me. And you can see that this field is not flat. And so, if you're driving up a hill, I might have a tractor that's exactly the right size to hold this baling. As soon as I start going up the hill, it'll slow down. Because the tractor doesn't have the power to drive up the hill and operate machinery that's static. And that's another curved type of thing. There's traction with the wheels, you've got wide wheels, brakes, all sorts of things and stuff like that. All of that makes a difference. Running the biggest tractor isn't necessarily the best thing because they cost more to fix. So you kind of want to try and use a tractor that is most appropriate to the job that you're doing. The thing you've got attached to it. So it's what makes things interesting. Plus, once you've started playing the game, you may find you're interested in how do farms actually work. So I've picked up a watch Millennial Farmer, who's an American farmer, and Tom Pemberton, who is a British cattle, dairy cattle, and occasionally a couple of other farmers I watch as well. But it shows you how things work in real life, and if you feel like it can encourage you to play more realistically by trying to emulate what you've seen on a real farm YouTube channel. I mean, bottom line, this is still a game, so it's not but you can strive to make it so, which is one of the why do I research what crops are grown in Missouri? Because I want to try it makes things more interesting from my point of view, because in Missouri they grow crops that they don't necessarily grow in Scotland, which is where a lot of my playthroughs have been. And so all of a sudden I'm growing some different crops. They do. There are differences, not huge differences. It's still a game, but there are differences with how the crops are handled, how they're planted, how they're harvested within the game limits. And then it makes each stream or each stream series different as I work my way through. Oh, this time we're going to do sugar beets, which is different from grass, which is different from oats. So different things, different. And it keeps me interested. So I'm not doing exactly. If all I could do was grow wheat and harvest wheat every day, the only difference between one season and the next, for streaming purposes, would be the map I'm playing, the version of the game. I'm going to do the row to the left. We'll go